You have a ton of choices for gaming audio. You've got Xbox and PlayStation with their own gear on the PlayStation side, of course the big boys like Razer and SteelSeries, and you've got a lot of different form factors now too. Over-ear headsets, wireless game buds, or even an old pair of headphones plugged into a controller. Nothing wrong with that. But one of the companies that's been at the game for decades is Turtle Beach, and they're hoping to take things to the next level with the Stealth 700 Gen 3, which is why they sent me this pair for review. And in all honesty, going into this one, I was a little bit nervous because back in the 360 days, Turtle Beach was one of the go-to headset brands for high-quality competitive gaming audio. I used their headsets on the 360 for Call of Duty, Battlefield, Halo. Those peak mid-2010s gaming nights were largely powered by Turtle Beach, but over the years, more companies have come onto the scene and really upped their game to deliver a more competitive edge in that premium side of the audio market. And Turtle Beach has kept plugging away with different models and different improvements that ultimately led them to the Stealth 700s, a premium gaming headset packing some premium features and some that you won't actually find on many of the other mainstream top-end competitors out there. But let's start with what's on the outside first. Now this is the Cobalt colorway with this nice kind of navy blue look on the ear cups and over the headband, and then some brass finish around the hardware. It's actually a very nice look, and you pair that with the headband and everything else that's going on here, and it comes to a total weight of 405 grams, give or take. It's a pretty beefy headset. But with that extra weight comes some extra power, because most headsets stick with 40mm drivers, which totally get the job done, but the Stealth 700 Gen 3 goes bigger with 60mm drivers, and you can really hear the difference. The bass hits harder, explosions feel punchier, everything just sounds more full and immersive. But beyond that, it's just way louder, and you can really notice it in games where you've got a lot going on. The shooters with tons of bullets and footsteps flying around you. Compared to most headsets, it just gives you extra oomph in that audio that makes everything feel a little bit more intense. But the good thing is that extra power doesn't come at the expense of battery life, because Turtle Beach says you can get 80 hours of battery life out of these things, and in the roughly 2 weeks I've been using them, they haven't needed a charge, which is pretty good stuff. But now let's take a look at the user experience on this thing, because there's a lot of onboard buttons, and on the left ear cup you've got your core gaming controls, a mode button that cycles through the EQ presets or can be remapped to whatever you want in the software, a game volume wheel for your main audio mix, and a mic monitoring wheel that controls how much of your own voice you can hear. There's also the power button that doubles as a superhuman hearing toggle, and that's a literal feature here that we'll talk about in a minute, plus a USB-C port for charging and firmware updates, and then a flip-up mic that's just built right into the frame. Now on the right ear cup there's a Bluetooth volume wheel and then a dedicated crossplay button that lets you switch between the included USB dongles, perfect if you bounce between consoles and PCs. The perk of having a setup like this is that you have everything you need right on deck without having to go into software mid-game to tweak something. Now of course, if you want to dial into your perfect equalizer audio, then yeah, you're going to have to go into the software, but if you want to pop between different presets or adjust your volume mid-game, you can do that right here on deck. Very good stuff. But they do get toasty over time, and you combine that with the classic headset fatigue you get from traditional headset gaming styles that don't have any kind of pressure relief band or anything right here, and it leaves a little bit to be desired when it comes to comfort. Make no mistake, it is not bad, but there's a lot of headset here, and they do what they can with the padding. You've got a ton around the ear cups, a good bit over the top, but even with that, you still get some of that headset fatigue from these traditional headset styles, and then the ear cups themselves can get pretty toasty. So compared to some of the headsets out there that are focused on being lighter, you're not going to get that with this. These are beefy, these are heavy, you're going to get some headset fatigue. Now of course you can't have a headset without having a mic, and Turtle Beach has gone with the more traditional route here. It's a unidirectional flip down microphone built directly into the body of the headset that they say comes packing AI noise cancellation features, and in all honesty, that's kind of it. They were focused way more on the audio quality in the cans than they were on the mic with this one, and design wise I always appreciate a detachable mic or a retractable mic so I don't have to worry about having it in the way, but a flip up mic is basically the next big thing, so no real points lost here. But the best way to test a mic is to actually hear how it sounds, so here you go.
So this is a test of the Turtle Beach Stealth 700 Gen 3 microphone. I'm not adding any kind of equalization or effects post-processing. This is exactly what it sounds like going directly from the headset into the PC via the wireless dongle. So let me know down below, is this good enough to get the job done for you?
Now in that tech rundown I mentioned two pretty awesome features, one of which I have definitely not seen on any headset that I've tried. The Stealth 700 Gen 3 comes packing two different USB dongles, one for your console and one for your PC. And as somebody who swaps back and forth between that exact setup, a console in the living room and a PC in the office, that's really an ideal solution for picking one headset and sticking with it for everything. Plus you do have simultaneous audio from a Bluetooth device and your wireless connection, so if you're playing on a console and want to listen to music or watch a guide on your phone for something you're running into an issue with in the game, you are good to go here. And let's be real, that may or may not be something that you're looking for, but it's another one of those nice to have. haves if you're trying to make this the one headset to rule them all. And then you have superhuman hearing, something that Turtle Beach has cooked up that enhances the sound of footsteps, reloads, and general movement in something like Call of Duty or Siege X. At the end of the day, it's more of an equalizer mode than anything. The bumps, the mids, and highs to enhance that spatial clarity so you can hear where somebody's coming from more easily. And all in all, that might not be useful for everyone, but it's something that can definitely give you a little bit of an edge if you're really trying to lock in on quality audio in competitive games without having to dial in on something yourself. You just push the button or toggle it on in the software and you're good. But it really gets interesting with the Swarm 2 app. This is on PCs and on mobile, so if you're playing on console and don't have a PC, you don't have to worry about it. And this is where you can really get in there and tweak a 10-band equalizer to exactly the way you want it. You can crank up the mids for better gunfire clarity in shooters, or drop the highs for less ear fatigue, or totally crank that bass. It's totally adjustable, and once you've made a custom profile, you can save it, even assign it to the headset's mode button for quick switching when you play. Lots of capability here. And then with the profiles, you can set up a few and then just swap between them. So you can find what you like for cinematic games that need more bass, and what you like for games like Call of Duty that need more mids and highs, and then just swap between them with the push of a button. All in all, the Stealth 700 is a very good headset, but is it a very good headset for the price? Also, yeah, at the time I'm making this video, the Stealth 700 Gen 3 is priced at $199, but they're running a sale that knocks it down to $169, and that seems to happen pretty often. Obviously, that's a bit more than your entry to mid-range offerings even from Turtle Beach, but you're getting a lot of headset here for that price. 60mm drivers, 2 wireless dongles, simultaneous audio from Bluetooth and a wireless source, all of the EQ stuff in the software. This is a very impressive little bundle from Turtle Beach, and in the comfort and the mic quality camps, I'd say it gets the job done, and the features that it's packing here in other departments more than makes up for what it's lacking elsewhere. Really solid stuff. But I would love to hear from you down below. How do you feel about the Turtle Beach Stealth 700 Gen 3s, and are these cans packing the features and performance you're looking for in a headset? And if not, what else would you want to see from a Gen 4? I would love to know your thoughts. And of course, if you're new here, you like what you see and what you hear, see what I did there? Hit that subscribe button for videos like this every week and gaming news shorts throughout the week to keep you in the loop, and I'll catch you on the next one.